You've probably heard the hype, right? This idea of a future without physical money. It sounds so sleek, so convenient, and for a lot of us, it feels completely inevitable. But here's the thing. As some countries are racing towards this future, they're starting to find some pretty serious cracks in that perfect digital dream.
So let's just dive right in and look at the poster child for this whole cashless world. Sweden. I mean, over there, paying for a snack from a food truck with your phone, that's just a normal Tuesday. It looks like the future has arrived, but the real story is way more complicated than it looks.
And the scale of this change is just wow. Get this. In Sweden today, a whopping 9 out of every 10 purchases are made without a single coin or bill changing hands. 9 out of 10. And this isn't just some quirky local trend. When you look at the amount of physical cash they have floating around compared to the size of their economies, Sweden and Norway are officially the most cashless societies on the entire planet. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how an entire country's economy operates.
It all sounds incredibly efficient, doesn't it? But here's the twist. If this is the way forward, why are the very pioneers of this movement, the ones leading the charge, suddenly slamming on the brakes and having some pretty serious second thoughts? Well, the first major crack in this cashless dream shows up in a place you might not expect: national security. Yeah, this suddenly stops being about convenience and, for some, becomes a question of national survival. And listen, this isn't some abstract fear. This warning comes straight from the top. It gets right to the heart of the matter. What on earth do you do when the digital systems that run everything suddenly go dark? In fact, this concern is so real that the Swedish government literally sent a brochure to every single household in the country. And the official advice? Start using cash again. Keep at least a week's supply at home, just in case. They want people to be prepared for anything, from a power outage to a major cyber attack. Okay, but what about the other big promise? We've all heard it. Going cashless will stop criminals in their tracks. It'll wipe out the black market. No cash, no crime. Sounds pretty logical, right? Well, the reality is not so simple. The truth is, illicit economies are incredibly resourceful. When you close one door, they don't just throw up their hands and give up. No, they find new and, honestly, sometimes pretty creative ways to keep the business running without physical money. Let's take gift cards, for example. Turns out they're a brilliant workaround. Criminals can buy perfectly legal gift cards, then trade them for illegal goods. Those cards basically become a new, untraceable currency. And the person who gets the card, they just go spend it at a normal store. The money is now clean, integrated right back into the regular economy. And hey, if it's not gift cards, criminals will use just about anything with value. We're talking simple barter, like trading services, or using commodities like jewelry. They'll disguise payments through fake businesses or even jump over to highly anonymous cryptocurrencies. The point is, crime adapts. It always finds a way. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the technology itself. Because the promise of a perfectly secure digital system, well, it's a classic double-edged sword. It gets rid of some old risks, but introduces a whole new set of complex and, frankly, kind of scary dangers. You know, the biggest challenge, the holy grail really, is creating digital money that works just like cash when the internet is down. The idea is you could pay someone directly, device to device, no connection needed. But actually building that without opening up a Pandora's box of massive security holes, it's proving to be an absolute nightmare. So what we're really doing is trading a set of familiar risks, like physical theft, for a whole new list of highly technical ones. I mean, we understand how to protect a wallet, but how do you protect against things like side-channel attacks that can steal info just from the electronic signals of your phone? These new vulnerabilities can be exploited on a massive, massive scale. At the very heart of all this technical worry is the risk of something called double spending. In simple terms, it's digital counterfeiting. It means a hacker who manages to break the security on just one device could potentially create money out of thin air, just by spending the same digital token over and over and over again. And finally, beyond the security threats, beyond the criminals, the race to a cashless world brings up a really fundamental human question about fairness. Who are we leaving behind in all of this? And this isn't some small, fringe problem. Even in a place as developed as the Euro area, nearly 1 in 5 adults is considered unbanked. That means they don't have the basic bank accounts or cards that you absolutely need to survive in a fully digital economy. You see, this transition creates a massive digital gap. It risks shutting out vulnerable people who might not have the right technology or the skills to use it, or maybe just don't trust the system. And for the rest of us, it means trading the privacy and the autonomy that comes with cash for a system where every single thing we buy is tracked. So at the end of the day, the big takeaway here isn't that digital money is bad. Not at all. It's that physical cash has this incredible resilience, this accessibility, and this privacy that maybe we've all been taking for granted. Perhaps the real goal shouldn't be to replace cash entirely, but to rediscover its unique and vital role in our society. It really makes you stop and think, what's in your wallet?